Welcome back to episode 5 of the Law Podcast featuring my grandpa. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, Lawrence.
Yeah, this is my grandpa. This is my dad's dad. She's from the Talley family. And we, what we were going to be discussing today in episode 5, it's going to be a good one. Trust me. It's like, so, what was your prime years, like teenage years?
My prime years, I guess, would be from age 12 to 18.
What years was that?
I was 12 and I guess it would have been 1961.
Oh, okay. So that's a long time
hmm
ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So basically, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go from what they used to say in the back in the day versus what they say now, like different sayings and stuff. Like back in the day, what they used to say back in the day.
Well, we had several different slangs that we use. Solid, that kind of meant that everything was cool.
Yeah. Nowadays, you say like tough. That's tough, or that's cold, or something like that.
Yeah, and then we had sayings like Bogart. That means when you try to overpower somebody. And then what you guys?
Bogart.
Yeah, Bogart.
I never
It
heard
was an
that.
actor named Humphrey Bogart, and he was always a tough guy.
Oh.
So when you Bogart somebody, that meant you was trying to, just overpower them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, we don't. I don't know what we say for that one. That one's. Nah, that one. That's kind of cool.
How about like when you agree with somebody, we used to say that's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Today we say when you agree with someone, we would say, I see where you're coming from. I feel you. I
Oh
feel
yeah,
you.
yeah. And then we had it was a saying. Wasn't really a saying. It was something that instead of fighting, you would sound. You would play the dozen, and everybody played the dozen at one point in time. You know what that meant?
No, I don't know what that means.
I probably shouldn't say this, but actually, playing the dozen was when you would sound on each other's parents. You would say bad, negative stuff about the mom or the dad, and then sometimes you could get in a fight. Sometimes people would understand that it was just something to do to get back at each other. Yeah.
So like an insult or something.
Yeah, well, when somebody talked about your parents, most of the time that was fighting words, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but that was something that was an ongoing thing, most people
Have you
did.
did you ever witness somebody like talking about somebody's parents and stuff?
Oh, yeah, I got into a couple of scrapples with that. Yeah, I got into a couple fights, because, it was just a sensitive subject. Sometimes, you could deal with people doing that if they were your relatives,
Yeah.
you'd be kind
Yeah.
of playing. But somebody outside of your circle, if they did that, you had a problem with it.
Oh yeah, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
What I'd like to do, Lawson, at this point in time, I would like to, say a shout out
Oh.
to all my relatives and friends
Oh yeah.
in Roxbury, Manayunk. We grew up in a small town in Philadelphia, and it was a town that was primarily all blacks, and they called it Little Africa back in the day. And what it was a lot of my grandparents who came from Georgia on my mother's side, and then on my father's side, most people in the Great Migration came up from North Carolina and Virginia off the farms, and they all migrated into this small area in Roxbury, Manayunk.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, you can say some names if you want.
Well, like my grandfather's father, from what I understand, he came from Nigeria. He was,
Oh,
Terry Clark is his name. And then my father, James Talley, all his people came from South Hill, Virginia. And then as I grew up, I found that I had a lot of cousins and uncles, that I didn't even know about, because it was a small area. And the older people wouldn't tell you what was up. You almost had to find it out later on in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good thing because everybody knows. I feel like I already know my whole family.
Well, yeah, do you though, for real? Who you know in your family?
I mean, I got you. I got Miles. I got Julian. I got Mason. I got Chance. I got Suge. I got Karan. Who else am I missing? I got Yasmin. I got Billy. Well, I got his son Mason. Aunt Nay, Aunt Coco, Aunt Selena, Uncle Love, Uncle Q, um, Aunt Karen. I'm trying to think who else.
How about all my sisters and brothers?
Um, I don't
You know your Aunt
know. Oh
Darlene.
yeah. That.
You know your Aunt Rose.
Yep.
You know your Uncle Terry.
Oh yep.
You
Yep.
know your Aunt Paulette.
Mhm.
Okay, and then you did know Bernadette.
No, I don't know who that is. I'm
That
not
was
gonna lie.
we called her Tookie. She passed on, and then I had a brother named Billy and a sister named Florice.
That's my phone. My bad.
Yeah. So, but like that's all your immediate cousins
Mhm.
and your aunts and uncles. But if you want to go back a little further, you have a grandfather who his father came from Nigeria,
Mhm.
and then on my mother's side, her grandmother was part Indian, American Indian.
Mm.
So I mean, those are the type of things that if you wanted to research your family roots, those were good starting points. Back then, especially in Roxborough, our community was self-sustaining. We had our own upholsterer, which was my grandfather. We had our own cleaners. We had a fruit and fish stand that was run by Miss Ida. And then we had several little places that we did our grocery shopping
Mm.
at Shelley's and Yoki's. So those were all the little areas that we went to when we were younger.
Speaking of like roots and stuff, what's the name? My old math teacher, she figured out she was related to Thomas Jefferson.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the reason why I knew something about Nigeria is because my daughter, she did a research and she found out that we originally come from Nigeria and Cameroon
Mm.
on my grandfather's side. Now, on your grandmother's side, most of the people that her ancestors were Native American Indians.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
I remember she always talked about that.
yeah, yeah.
Did she do the ancestry thing too?
Well, no, she did it, but because of American Indians, I don't think it was any type of format that she could follow.
Mm.
But on my side, like with slavery, there was a lot of stuff that was put in the books and manuals. So you could actually go to, say, like the archives and find out different things in different parts of the cities. Like in Virginia, you could go to the archives, and I think it was the census that you'll find like names and people in your family names. You can go back a couple hundred years,
Mm.
and you can kind of trace your roots like that. But Ancestry.com is probably the more efficient way to do it nowadays.
Yeah, what's the name? My friend, well, one of my classmates, we did one of these family trees. Remember I talked to you about that last year?
No, I don't recall that. What was it?
I was asking you about your parents and stuff, and like what was their names and stuff.
Yeah, well, did I tell you?
Yeah,
What did I tell you?
you was I remember your dad's name. I think I still have the poster around here somewhere.
Well, his name is James Talley,
Yeah,
and my mother's name is Pauline.
yeah,
She
yeah.
was a Clark. Her maiden name is Clark. She had a family of 8. All
Mm.
right, so she had 5 brothers and 3 sisters.
I was a big fan.
And I come from a family of 8,
Mm.
5 sisters and 2 brothers.
Was you the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the oldest of 8.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me that his family, well, his family like originally started like it went like back like 200 years or something like that.
Who's that?
One of my friends when we did the family tree,
Oh yeah,
he went back like 200 years, and on Ancestry, his mom did it for him,
Uh-huh.
and he found out like his family really started in like London over there.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I forget what he said. He said there was one reason why they came out here. I forget why.
Yeah.
I forget why.
Yeah.
I had another friend, his family started in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, comes to the United States or different parts of the world for different reasons. We didn't really have too much of a choice as Black Americans, but there were a lot of free black men back in the day. The pirates, they were, kind of like
Oh yeah.
a free type of enterprise. They would do a lot of robbing and stealing, but a lot of the pirates, they migrated and they came into the United States.
Mhm.
And most of you can find a lot of pirates in Miami. If they trace back their ancestry, you could probably find a lot of pirates there.
Mhm.
And then we had people that were like fishermen back in the day, but most of the time it was through the slave trade
Mhm.
that we wind up in America.
Yeah. Because they were just taking us from Africa, right?
And, well, it was a very lucrative type of industry back then. I mean, it was cotton was king. They needed people to pick cotton.
What
Um,
was the con for anyway?
Cotton was the main source of making clothes and stuff. I mean,
Oh.
and see, back when it first started, the cotton had seeds in it, and then Eli Whitney he came up with the cotton gin, and that was a machine that actually could take the seeds out of the cotton.
Mhm.
So therefore, the industry really took hold because now you could produce more cotton,
Mhm.
and most of the textile industries they use the cotton to make clothes and
Mhm.
different things.
Yeah. That started with the Industrial Revolution. Most of it, like with the
Yeah,
textile stuff.
yeah, and
We're learning about that right now.
yeah,
History
your
class.
grandmother and I, you're speaking about the Industrial Revolution. I think through our lifetimes, we've seen a lot of changes as
Yeah.
far as technology. I mean, right now, the internet is probably the main source of people's communications, and it's a positive thing, but it's also a negative thing.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of people, they'll be sitting at a dinner table and they
Yeah.
had their nose down into a cell phone. Back in the day, when
Yeah. That's
somebody
true.
was at a dinner table or out, we were socialized. So I think some of the things that the cell phones have done is we've lost the ability to socialize like we used to.
Yep.
So I mean, I like it. It's a very convenient tool, but it's a lot of things in there that I don't like about it.
Yeah. What's the name? I was watching some on the phone too. They it was like like how Thanksgiving used to be, and
Hmm.
how it was like everybody talking and stuff, having fun,
Yeah,
and then versus now everybody was just like this the whole time.
yeah. It's a real big change. I mean, back in the day when we had Thanksgiving dinners, everybody would get together and there'd be a lot of talking and music and stuff like that. We also did things like block parties.
Oh yeah.
Um, we had every Friday or Saturday you could find a home that had fried fish dinners and fried chicken dinners, and we would play cards, and it was just a real good social atmosphere.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's just like everybody is like off to themselves,
Mhm.
and we need to get back and really learn how to communicate, with each other, and just be socialized and be very cordial to each other. I think we're losing that element.
Yeah, because people be acting like they don't like know who each other are.
Yeah,
Like you could see somebody walk past someone and they was just talking earlier, then walk right past them and don't say anything.
yeah. See, and that's not the way life is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I can understand why a lot of times people walk past people because nowadays you don't know what's on people's mind. But
Yeah.
most of the time, if somebody speaks in a friendly way, then you return, you reciprocate that, and you try to treat people with kindness as much as possible.
Yeah.
But like I say, you guys are coming up in a very different age than we did, and
Yeah.
you have to be cautious almost at every turn in life.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. So I remember we was talking about it the other day. Uh, that you guys used to dance a lot at like
Oh
your high
yeah,
school dances and stuff.
yeah.
Nowadays, I'm not even gonna lie. My last homecoming dance. Did you ever have homecomings back in the day?
Well, no, we didn't have really homecomings. Most of our dances were like, if somebody had a birthday
Oh,
or, somebody would just, they used to have what they call a waistline party.
I
And
think I've heard of that before.
according to what your waistline was, is how much you paid.
Mhm.
So the bigger you were, the more you had to pay.
Oh snap!
Yeah, but it was fun. We used to do different dances like the bop, the slop, the twine, the jerk, the 81, and then at the Uptown, we could go down to the Uptown and actually for one show we could see possibly Stevie Wonder, the Temptations, Smokey Robinson, and Miracles, and Patti LaBelle all in one show. You just take the Broad Street subway, go down to the Uptown, and for a few hours you could see all the top line entertainers, people that are Hall of Famers today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Stevie Wonder still alive?
Yeah. Stevie's still. From what I understand, Stevie's living in Ghana now.
Where's that at?
It's an African nation, Ghana.
Oh.
Yeah, he went there and he really liked Ghana. He liked the way the people treated him, and he just went over there. And now he's staying in Ghana. Yeah, they have a lot of African Americans that are going back to different places in Africa, and some are settling in pretty easy. Some of them are finding out there's a lot of red tape involved when they try to get a house made and stuff like that. So, but it's something to look into when you see one part of the world here, and then when you go over there and you see another part of the world, you kind of like that experience probably is a real good experience. It's probably overwhelming because you're being introduced to stuff that you only seen like in books or on TV, and it's when you go over there, it's altogether different than what you think it's going to be. So, a lot of people when they go to different African countries, they really enjoy it because they really feel that they're back to their roots, and. And then they have some places where you don't want to go. There's a lot of crime and a lot of political disarray, and so if you do your homework and you kind of like, you can use the internet to find out what places in Africa that you like, and there's a lot of beautiful places there, and it's not like a lot of people think they see people swinging from trees and going in. It's not like that anymore. It's modern.
What's the name? They So back, let's go. I know this is off topic, but let's go back to what your prime years, like 12 and 18. You used to play football, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the people the positions you played?
I was pretty good in football at one point in time. I started off with junior varsity. I was a fullback.
Freshman year?
I was back then, yeah, I guess you would call it the freshman year. I was in ninth grade. And then in 10th grade, I went out for the varsity team and made it. And I went from fullback. They had fullbacks back then. So by me, because of my size and speed, I was a fullback. But when they transitioned me to varsity, they wanted me to play the defensive line. So I was a defensive tackle. I weighed every bit of 185.
Oh, dang.
And I went against the guys that were well over 200. But because I lift weights and jogged and did all the stuff that I was supposed to do, I usually could beat them with my speed and strength. But nowadays, I mean, the defensive tackles, they're like 250, 260,
You can move.
and they can run. I mean, the things that you have as far as athletic places to go to lift weights and learn how to do the different skills to strengthen your different parts of your body. I mean, we didn't have that, but nowadays the athletes are far more superior back than they were back in the day, I think, because of that.
Yeah, you won't believe it. There's a guy that got drafted a few years ago. His name is Shaden Sharp. Apparently, he recorded a 48-inch vert.
What?
48 inches.
Jump.
Yep.
Yeah, wow. Well, your cousin Miles, he jumped 45.
45?
Yeah, Miles just jumped out of the building.
45 though?
Yeah, he did a 45 verti. Yeah. Yeah, I was down there when he did it because the trainers made him do it over again because they couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Oh, he did it twice in a row.
Well, he had to do it again because they thought they had miscalculated his jump. I believe it was around 45, 46 inches. Yeah, it was like he was flying. It was crazy.
Yeah. What's the name? So back then, was you an Eagles fan back then?
I've always been an Eagles fan, man. You know,
Who was the guys
uh,
during that time?
Ron Jaworski, Bob Brown, Pete Resleff, uh, Tommy McDonald, they had Keith Jackson,
I think I've heard of him
Timmy
before.
Brown. I mean, I'm going back when Bagnarek, Chuck Bagnarek played. I'm going back about 60 years. So I've been a fan. I mean, I remember when Jim Brown played for Cleveland.
That was your favorite player, right?
Yeah, back then everybody wanted to be Jim Brown. He was the baddest man in town, for real.
You think he's the best running back of all time?
Well, that's debatable. You could look at Walter Payton,
Oh yeah, Walter.
but Jim Brown to me will probably be the best all-around athlete to ever play football. I mean, and
Over Wilt?
well, it was two different sports. When Jim Brown, when he called it quits early. He called it quits before the sport beat his body up, and he went into acting. And he wasn't a great actor, but because of his name, he was able to transition into, the acting field. And he was a political activist. Him and Harry Belafonte, they were very, very good friends. And
Who's that?
Harry Belafonte was a singer that came
Oh,
from the Caribbean, and he was a activist. Because of the movements, they needed people that had names, and people would actually follow them. And they would hook up with Martin Luther King, and just try to make a change. Yeah, so those were the type of people that back in the day I really idolized and I appreciated because they were trying to make a change in this country.
oh, so like just like based, you thinking of like the whole like athlete. You're not thinking just purely athletics.
Oh no, no. I mean, black folks got so much more to offer than just athletic skills. I
Oh yeah.
mean, we have a wealth of mental capabilities that really sometimes never get tapped. So if you really think about things that you want to do, and you could just do anything that you want to do that you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, name to piggyback off what you were saying about Jim Brown being the best athlete. I think Will Chamberlain is.
Well, like I said, it was two different sports. Will he did things that were phenomenal on the basketball court. Some that'll probably never ever be uh, done again. But he was something else. I mean, he ran track.
10-700.
Yeah, yeah. He was a heck of an athlete.
Do you believe that because they apparently he said that he bench pressed 600 pounds in his prime.
Yeah, I don't know. He also
That's a
said
lot
that
of
he
weight.
had 10,000 women. So
I mean, he did.
yeah, I don't know, man. People
That's like
say.
actual fact. Like
How,
apparently he
how
has
do you
heck
know?
of children.
How do you know for sure?
There's well, I know this probably ain't real, but there's this one dude, an NBA player. He looks just like Will Chamberlain.
Well, they probably got a lot of.
That they think that's his lost grandson.
Well, he probably got a lot of people out here that
Yeah.
will claim to be his relatives, but he was a ladies' man. He had money. He never got married.
Nah.
Very, very intelligent. He was a man that was his own man. And guys like that, they don't get settled down at all, and they are at liberty to kind of do what they want in life.
Were you able to witness the what's the name when he scored 100?
No, I didn't see that. It was on the radio though. See, back then, that you guys take a lot of things for granted as far as being able to view sports. Back in the day, like when a lot of the boxers like Joe Louis, your grandfather, your great grandfather, when they boxed, it would only be like on a Friday night. They used to have Friday night fights. So if they didn't
Now
come
it's
on,
Saturday.
yeah, if they didn't come on a Friday night fight, then you would have to listen to it on the radio. So everybody would be sitting around in the room listening to like Joe Louis and fight and
So you would have to like imagine what's going on.
well, yeah, you had to have imagination. In fact, a lot of times that the things that we did back in the day, it would almost force you to use your imagination. You know what I mean? So yeah, you could visualize the two fighting, what was going on, and then play by play, depending on the person that was doing the announcing and all, you could actually get a good feel for what was happening in the ring or on the court. Football, back then you couldn't see your home team unless it was sold out. So now, it's always sold out, and then they got cable. So everything really has revolutionized the sport.
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
I don't think I missed an Eagles game yet this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, back in the day, I missed plenty of them
Yeah,
because they weren't on TV,
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Eagles are looking good this year though.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing in them. I would like to see a lot of improvement on the defense. I heard they got a new safety this week.
Yeah, they got Kevin Byard.
Yeah.
And he's from Philadelphia. You know that?
Yeah, I mean, you were telling me. I didn't know too much about him.
Yeah, he went to Martin Luther King High.
Okay.
Yeah. Where's that at?
Well, Martin Luther King High is right off of Stanton Avenue. All right, it's one of those schools where if athletes have the opportunity to really shine, they can go to any school in Philadelphia, but that school in particular has probably had some of the best athletes in the city.
Oh yeah.
We got high schools now that St. Joe's Prep is real good.
Yeah.
On the
Mason,
national
shout out
scene.
Mason.
You have Imhotep, So we do have a couple high schools that are really good. And prior to that, I mean, if you look at the situation, we didn't really have a lot of football teams that were like in the neighborhood and all. But now we have places like Enon that have various football teams, and they're able to develop kids, and they are able to get into high schools that they didn't used to be able to get into, and even colleges. So it's one of those things where I could see a lot of changes that weren't affordable to us earlier.
Yeah. What's the name? To piggyback off of the Eagles game, we look good Sunday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's always filled with drama. I think one of the
Yeah.
biggest turning points was when Slay intercepted.
Yeah,
That was big,
That was big.
Swift, I think he ran for 80-something yards. That was pivotal, and Brown had a monster game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the name? Swift. He had a good game.
Otter.
AJ Brown had the. That was
Oh
like,
man, AJ was.
he was bomb.
Yeah, he was on point.
That one catch he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, got it. The whole team. I mean, they look good. Can they improve on a lot of things? Sure. But I'm always optimistic. You know what I mean?
Hurts got to do a little bit better. He threw that pick and he had that one bad fumble.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the things that he did, he should be able to fix those.
Yeah, I think he should because he's a leader of the team, so he got to. He had no choice but
Yeah,
to fix it.
When you're a captain, you got responsibilities,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure that he can carry the load.
yeah. How do you feel about the Phillies game last night?
Man, I'm still hurting from that. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. The Phillies, on paper, and even when you see them, I mean, are awesome offense.
Yeah,
The pitching, like always, they need to improve the pitching.
yeah. The one dude that came in, he
Wheeler?
No, it was Alvarado.
Oh, Junior. Yeah.
Yeah, he came in and he gave him 2 points to go. I mean, he gave him
2 runs. He gave up 2 runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talking about. I know you talking about Alvarez.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a starter. To me, the two that really were real good was Nolan and Wheeler.
Yeah.
And I don't know whatever happened to Taylor. He was one of the other starters. He kind of like fell off. Taquan Taylor, I think he must have had some kind of shoulder injury or something. Yeah, but they really could have used him.
I thought we was gonna make it too.
Everybody did, man. Like I said, it's a hard thing to talk about the Phillies. I mean, they just lost yesterday,
Yeah.
and I really couldn't understand why. But you know, baseball is a game where you just got to be hot.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
that's what my dad was saying the other day. It's like it's really like baseball. Like if you hot, like you're probably gonna win the game. Will most likely win
Yeah,
the
well,
game.
you're hot, and you have to have the good pitching,
Yeah,
and you have to have good defensive players behind you. And I mean, the Phillies had all that. I mean, to me, in my mind, it's no reason why they shouldn't be in the World Series right now. But
yeah.
you know,
They was in there last year.
yeah, they was definitely in there. And the thing about it is, our teams they get to the bridge. You know what I'm saying? And then for some reason, once they get to the bridge, they kind of like jump off. You
Yeah,
know, and it's a lot of unfinished business out there. And hey, I'm still optimistic that all our teams will do well in the future.
yeah,
And hopefully we can bring in some championships.
yeah. Last year, what's the name? We went the what's it called? The Sixers. We played tomorrow.
Yeah, the opening game. Yeah.
Yeah, we played against Milwaukee.
Yeah, and they got Lillard, right?
Yeah, they just got him, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm actually like very. And Harden came back to practice today.
yeah. I mean, James is going to be a distraction.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he doesn't want to be here, and I'm quite sure when they get the right deal, they'll probably deal him out of here.
They not. I don't think nobody wants him though. The only team I heard that kind of wants him is Houston.
I heard the Clippers at one time had
Oh
offered.
yeah, the Clippers. But I don't see them giving up anybody on that team.
Well, they ain't. They're not.
Nah.
I mean, because of his age and the amount of his contract,
Yeah.
he's kind of limited to where he can go.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with guys like Harden is once, they sign a contract to a team, I think they should have some kind of devotion to that team. And with these players now, I mean, they're making a lot of money, and it doesn't seem like they have that devotion like they used to. They always, if a situation is not what they want it to be, they want to, go to another team, and it's really hard on the fans to kind of like latch on to a player,
Yeah.
And back in the day, man, a player would stay on the team 10 years, it wouldn't even be something that was out of the norm. But now, if a player stays on the team 5 years, it's almost like a miracle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got journeys, man. Like people that just are team hoppers, like, cause they like, I just like not. They always. He's the guy that's always getting traded.
Yeah.
Like, listen, PJ Tucker been on like 20 different teams.
Yeah, well, those are guys, I mean, most teams, if they need that particular skill set,
Yeah.
they'll take a guy like that. And just like Harden has great skills, but to me, it's his mindset sometimes, his focus on whether or not he wants to do what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
He's just not the same player that he was in Houston for the
Nah.
Sixers.
No.
Yeah.
What's the name? Only reason we can't trade him is that like all the teams that we like could trade, they want Maxi, but we're not trying to give up.
Oh no, man! Tyrese he's the future, man.
Yeah.
He's the kind of dude. He can come in there, man, and Maxie can shoot it from anywhere. He can play the point.
Yeah.
He plays real good defense. No way in the world you trade a guy that's youthful and that much talent for a guy that's been around the league for quite a while.
Yeah, that's
so.
why we can't get rid of him because everybody would want Tyrese.
Yeah, they ain't gonna get him.
Nah.
No, they're not gonna get him. But it's going to be interesting. The Sixers have a new coach.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of interested to see, whether or not he can pull everybody together and put them on the same page and be very productive.
We also got Patrick Beverly, too.
I like Oubre.
Oh yeah, we also got Kelly Oubre.
Yeah, I like him. I
He
mean,
wasn't healthy last year though.
yeah, but he's healthy now.
Yeah, we gotta make sure he stay healthy.
Well, that's with any sport. I mean, the nature of any sport, you got to stay healthy. But what I've seen from him so far, he's been very productive.
Yeah,
You know.
he's probably gonna come off the bench for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Until something happens with Harden,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
he'll be a starter.
Oh yeah, cause then they'll probably put Tyrese at the one, and then move what's her name to the two, Kelly,
Okay.
and then Tobias at the three, and then
Yeah.
what's his name, PJ at the four.
Yeah. What do you know about Beverly?
Beverly, he's a dog. He play real good defense.
Uh-huh.
Apparently his shot has supposed to be improved, so we'll see tomorrow. So he might develop the 3-point shot, which we do need. We need some shooters out there to
Yeah.
help out Joel Embiid,
Yeah.
stretch out that floor so he can work down there.
Uh-huh.
But I think I mean, this is another shot. I mean, we're still a good contender.
Oh yeah.
We could get the job done.
In one area, I like Reed, but yeah, Paul Reed, he's a good backup center, but I don't know, man. It just seems like, he's not like the dominant backup center like we had. The dude that we had that came from Cleveland a couple years ago. Oh boy, his name slips my mind, but he was a beast in there. Whenever Embiid would go out, when he came in, there was no drop off. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think. Who you talking about? Who is that? I from Cleveland.
Yeah, I could see him just as clear as day, but I can't think of his name. He was a center.
How tall is he?
He's about 6'10", 6'11". His people's from Jamaica.
Oh, his people's from Jamaica.
Yeah. Oh, gee.
What's his name?
Oh, boy.
Cleveland.
Yeah, he played center for Cleveland for years.
Was he always one of those backup guys, or was he a starter?
No, he was a starter. He was a starter.
Uh,
Is Cleveland the right team, though? Well, when you get my age, man, you start, you can't remember things like
Andre Drummond?
Yeah, that's it. Was he in Cleveland?
No, he wasn't in Cleveland. He was in Brooklyn.
No.
No, we
He
took
got
him.
traded to Brooklyn
Yeah,
after he left the Sixers.
Yeah, we had him. I forget where we got him from. I know the team. He was at Detroit.
Detroit was the team that he played with. Yeah, Drummond, Andre Drummond. If we could get a guy like him to back up Embiid, I think that would put him over the top.
Yeah, we can get. We could have. That was Al Horford, but we wanted to trade him, and then he wanted to play better in Boston. I don't get it.
Well, even when he came here, man, it's like when players come from Boston and Dallas to Philly, they never play like they did on those other teams.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they wasted time in getting athletes from those teams because they don't pan out.
Yeah.
They just don't pan out.
I was speaking of Dallas. They got my favorite player on that team,
On Dallas?
Kyrie. Remember I was telling you about that?
Yeah, anybody that, Dallas, I just don't like.
What? Dallas Mavericks though?
I don't like none of the Dallas teams. I mean, if you're from Philly, Dallas is almost like a cuss word.
The Dallas, but I feel like that's for football though.
No, it's for all the sports.
But there's no beef between us in basketball.
What, between the Mavericks? No, well, I mean, it's Philly and Boston that are at odds with each other,
for basketball, yeah.
And then Washington, and then,
'Cause Bird used to
probably New York. But Boston and Philly, that's a rivalry that goes way back. And then you got the Eagles and Dallas that, that's a rivalry.
But Bird and his squad against Dr. J and them.
Oh, man, Larry Bird and Dr. J, man, they were some games back then. Yeah.
But then we got Moses, and then we won that championship in '82 or '83.
And we had George McGinnis before we got Irving and Moses, and he did good up until they got George Irving. Then I guess because he wasn't a star no more, his production kind of fell off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because listening was one of the face of the league, right?
Who's that?
Dr. J.
Oh, man, when he came to Philly, man, it was a $6 million man. Back then, $6 million was it was big money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and He came out and he endorsed his Converse sneakers.
Oh yeah.
Of course, your dad, I had to buy him a pair.
Mm.
And back in that time, $150 for a pair of sneaks was like damn near buying a new car. You know, it's a
Yeah.
lot of money.
Yeah,
Right.
nowadays, like a good basketball shoe could cost you like 150.
And then they had the goggles back then.
Oh yeah.
Your dad needed those, you
Oh,
know.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, all those type of things. I mean, I look back on them, and I had a lot of fun just watching him play and emulate different players. You know, he was really good too.
Did you used to?
No, football. I never could play basketball.
Like not at all. Like not even for fun.
I'd be out there beating people up, man. I didn't have the skill.
Like you couldn't. Like what? Like your job shot didn't even look right. No.
No, the only young man, a relative that you would know that was good in basketball in our family was Leroy. My cousin Leroy Talley. He could play.
He was good.
Yeah, he was good in baseball, football, and basketball.
Wait, what position did he play in basketball?
He played third base in baseball. He played point guard in
Oh,
basketball.
okay.
And then in football, he could play any position.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's probably been the most gifted athlete that I know coming up. You know, yeah, I just played football. You know, that was the game that I liked. And I boxed. You know, yeah, I was a boxer. Yeah.
Did you like it?
What, boxing? I liked it until I got my butt whooped. You know what I mean? Everybody get their butt whooped. And,
That really takes it out of them. It's those people that really come back after it. Those
well,
are the
yeah,
problems.
you got to be able to take a butt whooping if you're going to be a good boxer because to me, nobody actually wins in a boxing match. I mean, they'll come out with a winner, but even the winner is going to be a loser in some way,
Yeah.
you know, because of the physicality of the sport.
Oh yeah. Unless you're like Terrence Crawford, because he beat what's his name, but Errol Spence.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Terrence Crawford has had some sleepless nights
Oh yeah.
with
Yeah.
pain. You know,
Yeah.
the sport it's a brutal sport. I think it's probably more brutal than football.
Oh
It's
yeah.
probably one of the most brutal sports you could play.
Yeah, MMA is first though.
Yeah, I'm not familiar too much with MMA. I'm old school. I like boxing. I don't like nobody kicking and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
To me, that takes away the natural art. Boxing to me is regular boxing.
So you use your fist.
Yeah, use your fist, use your head. With that kickboxing and the UMA, I mean, that's a different animal. Them guys are tough. Don't get me wrong, but to me, it's not a natural form of boxing.
Yeah, what's the name? I forgot what I was about to say. Dang it. How much time? We was in here for 43 minutes.
Talking, huh?
Yeah.
It's been nice, man.
It felt like shorter than that, right?
Really? Well, I don't know. I don't really the time element. I don't really grasp that too well. But I'm a good talker, and by the time everything is said and done, I can run.
As far as enjoyment goes, I enjoyed like this episode more than anyone.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I hope the people out there enjoy it.
Oh, yeah,
Do you have any endorsements that you wanted to make?
I mean, same as last time, custom creations. I'll leave that down in the link below again. If y'all want to go check them out, and let me know if y'all got some products for them, cause yeah, 'cause it's a good company. Let me know if y'all got some products for them. But I have a challenge for them, Pop Up.
What's that?
So basically, I wanted to see, like, my theory is I want to see who really watches the videos. You know what I'm saying? So I want them to comment down below their favorite musical artist. That's what I want them to comment.
Oh, wow.
Or actually, no, I think we did that in the last episode. So this time, comment your favorite football team. Or favorite football team. And we'll see who really be watching videos.
Well, give them a couple options. Give them favorite artists. R&B.
All right, yeah. Just give me your favorite football team. Give me your favorite type of animal, favorite color.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things out there, and a lot of times people watch and they're not familiar with just
Oh
one.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. That makes yeah. That's a great point actually.
yeah.
That's a great point. But I think that's I think that's good. You got anything you want else you want to say?
No, hey man, look, it's been nice. Me and Grandma's been out here visiting you guys,
Oh yeah.
and the hospitality that you've showed me has been remarkable.
Thank
You
you.
cooked us a meal the other night
Oh
that was
yeah.
off the chain, man.
Tell them. Rated 1 through 10. Tell
It,
them.
wa- it was a 10.5, man.
10.5.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was chicken, shrimp, Alfredo, and it was off the chain.
Yeah.
Your mom made chicken and dumplings. She also made some crab cakes. Y'all been treating us like royalty, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. No problem.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not from they don't live out here. They live in Philadelphia still.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
So,
your dad's been, taking us around in his car, 'cause God knows driving out here, you got to be really good,
oh yeah, yeah.
and Lord have mercy, the gas prices.
Oh yeah.
But all in all, the weather's beautiful. Everybody that we've come in contact has been very nice. I met a lot of nice people from Santa Margarita High School
Oh yeah.
football. Also met some people at a basketball court yesterday that your dad's affiliated with. And everybody's just been very nice. And I tell you the truth, I can't wait till the next time I come out and see y'all.
What's the name? You get to watch me play Saturday.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward. I want to see a slam dunk, man.
Hopefully my legs is good by then.
No, just go out there and play hard and, try to get that W. And
Yeah.
that's all you can do, man. And
We got two to Saturday,
hmm
and then I think I think the first game's at 2 o'clock or something
Okay,
like that.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try to fit everything in. I got several grandsons that are playing football, too, on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to try to fit everything in. I try to,
No, that's Friday. He play on Friday.
who's that?
LeVar. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You said you playing on Saturday.
Saturday. Oh yeah, cause college football.
Yeah. Friday's cool. That's a clean slate. I think I got to watch Karan on Friday and Mason.
Oh
They're
yeah.
in high school. And then in college, you got Julian, you got Miles. And on Friday night, I'll see little LeVar live.
Yeah.
So, we got a lot of athletes in the family.
Yeah.
All of them are doing real good. And I would just like to say, God bless y'all. I'm proud of you, me and Grandma and everybody in the family. And we hope y'all can just keep it going, and keep the family name alive,
Yeah. We got you. Yeah, I think that's a wrap for episode 5 of the Law Podcast featuring my Pop. And that's it. Thank you for tuning in. And make sure y'all comment down below what I asked y'all to do.